Welcome into the Ringerverse, where we don't give a fuck.
What?
Fair enough. Let's get started. Yeah?
Let's go.
What the energy? Let's go.
The Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Jomi the Explainer, Adeniran. You've got questions, he's got answers. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinker of things. We are Old Man Van, he of the receding, resurgent hairline. We are Coke, Baby, Chuck, the 24-karat closer, along with the Midnight Collective, Zaya. Excuse me.
Whoa. Someone's glitching early.
I'm glitching early.
That's an early
Aleya,
morning glitch out.
In Paris, Zenieris, Arjuna, Ramgopal, and Daddy. Jonathan, Mr. Midnight Kermah.
There you go.
I'll take that.
Wow.
I'll take that. That's a win. That's a win.
Wait, he's not
Whoa,
finished yet.
whoa,
He's
whoa.
not finished yet.
Count Coco Kerr.
Count Coco.
So there you
go. So you
That's
go.
a
He
win.
sold
I can't get
You
a
see what I
one win,
mean?
Charles.
He sold
One
you.
win.
Coco Kerr.
Don't
It
sold you
wasn't
on
over
that.
till it's over.
Mm-hmm. Chocolate and nuts. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. Follow us on socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Jomi.
Hey, y'all really like that Chris Ryan clip from the live show. Shout out to everybody who's been following. Shout out Laz Alonso. He follows us on Ringerverse. So y'all think y'all better than Laz Alonso. You not. Follow us too. But Van, my beef is really with you right now.
Why?
Whoa, wait.
See, check this out, okay? You are on two great podcasts here at The Ringer, right? Higher Learning and The Ringerverse.
Yeah.
Every week, you be posting clips of Higher Learning.
Oh, wow.
We be giving you clips to post about Ringerverse. You don't be posting us, man. Or are you ashamed of us?
I'll tell you why I don't post it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
First of all, I do post it. I post everything I put in my stories. But I don't post it in protest
Oh, okay.
for how you're breathing down my neck. No one demands that I post anything from Higher Learning. Jomi, I gotta get you out of your Karen phase of life.
Nah.
Just give the clips.
Nah.
Give the clips.
That's what I don't. I be.
But the moment
I'll
the
be in the
clips
group
come out,
chat.
hey Van, por favor, put this up. I don't want to do it.
Well,
I
I
don't
just
want
gotta
to
send
do
the
it.
clip.
No one. I have to. This is how toxic I am. I have to beg for the Higher Learning clips.
Wait. So
Like, can you give me
Jomi's
this
serving them. They're already
Just the live, just don't.
It's just how I am.
Crazy.
It's just how I am.
So we just got to reverse
the
psychology.
way
man,
I
into anything.
was, like when I was out there dating, is the more that she liked me, the less I liked her. It's like,
Oh.
you're
fucked
really
up.
you're really into me? Nah, I don't know. I don't like it anymore. Now, why?
You like,
That's
so you like,
crazy
you
work.
like a chase.
I would
You
be
like
like,
the chase.
I would be like, what's wrong with you if you find me desirable?
Oh my! Wow.
The only time it
hey.
didn't work was with Kalika. Kalika was like, hey, I love you. And I was like, I love you too. And that was it.
That's real.
But I guess I'll post more. But like, even see what you just did right now. Now I don't want to do it. Now I don't want to do
Well, now
it.
the people know. So people.
Why are
know.
you trying to
They
hold
don't-
another black man down at this company?
What do you mean?
You posting these clips like Jomi is a hard worker on the social team. You don't want to help support him through this journey?
Thank you, Charles.
So we're going to make an argument that I haven't supported Jomi? So
I need you to comment on Van's Instagram post.
number
Anything
one.
that's not
Number one.
Ringerverse, support Jomi.
Number one, that argument can't be made. It's an impossible argument to make. So
Nah, you've been great,
impossible
man.
argument.
Thank you.
Get off me! I'll post it. I'll post everything. I just wanted to actually get this little clip for the show, so I wanted to post it. All right. We're now on YouTube. You can watch every Midnight Boys House of R and Talk to Thrones episode on youtube.com/@Ringerverse. Like, comment, subscribe. Go on to goddamn YouTube and watch the shows. Okay? I've been watching a lot of the conversation out there. You guys are loving what we do over on the tubes. We have a great video team. I just keep saying that in order to get this up, it took the hard work of a lot of people, and we are so appreciative of those people's work.
let's clap
Give
it up.
for them.
Woo!
I thought we were snapping. We
Oh,
go
yeah,
back
oh,
to
yeah,
snapping?
oh,
Yeah, we go back
Oh,
to
that does sound nice.
It's better.
you
That's
know, a
better.
lot of people.
Hell yeah.
Also, the Ringerverse will be live at the El Rey Theater, none for Kerm, this summer in LA. We'll be there on July 17th. Check out theringer.com/events for more info. Now, what day of the week is that?
It's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday.
Also, guess what day it is.
What day is it?
Jomi's birthday.
That's right.
Jomi's fucking birthday. Here's the thing.
That's right, baby.
All the ladies in LA,
All right. Well, hold on.
eligible bachelorettes. All right,
Yes.
we're gonna be throwing a little soiree for Jomi. It's
Oh,
his
my
birthday.
daddy!
You know what I'm saying? Dressed to the nines. You know, maybe bring a little food. Show us how you do in the kitchen and like.
Hey, this is what we're gonna do. This is the party. We're gonna have, and this is okay. All right, this is all above
Please.
standards. All right,
Of course.
we're gonna have a Jomi Adeniran white girl Daisy Dukes.
Ooh! Ooh! All
So
right.
all the ladies, the white girls in LA, get your finest cutoff shorts, a Hawk Tour birthday.
The hawk to
The
a
Hawk
birthday.
Tour. You see what
for
she wore
Jomi.
to the Zach Bryan concert? That's what the ladies are dressed
Right.
up for Jomi, and this is it.
And also for our sisters, we still got you. Steve gonna have his own section at the party for all the sisters. Like,
Because that's the thing about Men Edition. That's the thing about Men Edition. Men Edition could be called Milk Edition, and it would the title would work because he loves milk and he is milk.
ooh,
It really could be Milk Edition. Programming reminders. Every Tuesday and Thursday, House of R will deep dive into House of the Dragon and the Acolyte. Shout out to Mal and Joe and Mal. I'll say something here. Joe's been around for the whole summer. I haven't seen enough Joe. I'm just gonna pull up to Joe's crib.
oh,
Go for
hell
it.
yeah.
Pull up to Joe's crib like 9:30
I fear
In
honestly,
the morning?
night.
rumors on the
Nice.
street. Joe's been popping bottles in the clubs, just like going crazy.
No, she has.
Like it's
Free at One Oak at like 3 a.m. Just
Oh,
going
man.
nuts.
Yeah,
nuts.
Joe is so LA. She's trying to act like she don't like LA. She's so LA. Joe is so LA. Oh no, all my friends from the studios. I talk to my friends from the studios. Joe, you one of us. You Hollywood.
she's crip walking.
Well, that would be so funny. You know what we should do? We should take Joe to Slauson and Crenshaw and just drop her off.
Don't do that. Come on.
They will love her so much. Joe is one of those people who can get along with anyone. She has such a
Absolutely.
Yeah.
delightful spirit.
100%.
We'll come pick her up. She'll
She's
be like,
sanctioned.
neighborhood cuz.
See,
She'll be like, neighborhood cuz.
Yo, she was-
Van, this is my new friend. This is my new friend, Big 600.
gotta relax. Gotta relax, man.
You got a show to do. Come on, man.
Great.
We're getting to it.
We will.
Every Monday and Thursday, the Midnight Boys will be giving you their reactions to Hot D. And Thursday for the boys and the Acolyte. God damn it, does the Acolyte have a lot to live up to this week?
It's tough.
This is
I'm hopeful.
before we get into the Acolyte, this is one of the most consequential episodes of a Disney Plus series ever.
Yeah.
Because this was a universally loved episode of the Acolyte. But what people don't know is whether or not this episode represents a change in the show to this sweeping, rousing ending that we're looking for, or whether or not it was a one-off.
if it's an outlier, it's the vitriol and the
Yeah.
hate is gonna be
Oh,
really
boy.
bad.
It's a big episode for the
Yeah.
Acolyte.
Yeah, it's
I'm
tough.
so interested.
I'm rooting.
I can't wait.
I'm
Yeah.
so interested.
Can't wait.
And every Sunday, Talk to Thrones will be up right after the latest episode of Hot D ends. And you guys get to talk to your friends when Hot D ends. Talk to your friends when Hot D ends. You get to talk to your friends when Hot D ends. You get to talk to your friends. Done. Okay. Spoiler warning. No book spoilers. We might.
I mean,
How about up to this point in the book?
Man,
I don't
motherfuckers
know,
like
man.
fuck the spoilers. Let's get to this shit. I'm tired of hearing people bitch. Like we're done.
I mean, the book spoiler stuff, but there's some interesting stuff in the in
Nigga,
the
I'm about to
show.
spoil the whole entire fucking goddamn
We're spoiling
book.
the fucking
I'm gonna
shit.
read the whole
Guys,
Wikipedia
don't-
right now.
Right now, I'm gonna go on. I'll spoil whatever I want. I'll do whatever I want. Now listen to y'all. We talk about the show. You guys come here to talk about you. You spoil it, kicking us in our nuts. We gonna spoil it all. The new nickname of this, change the graphic at the bottom. We're not the Midnight Boys anymore. We them spoiler niggas.
Oh,
All right.
Steve, we're the what?
Steve, we're the what? We're the
What?
We're the Midnight Boys.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, run the spoiler warning.
Yes,
Steve.
1 second.
We're getting ready to talk about
House of the Dragon.
You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. To begin our reactions, we have to put you in the know. The only person who can do that is Chuck Wagon. The only way to do that is Midnight Manifest.
All right, this is your Midnight Manifest for House of the Dragon, Episode 3, The Burning Mill, directed by Guido Vasan Patel, written by David Hancock. The Brackens and the Blackwoods beef over Team Black and Team Green in the Riverlands. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra and the rest of her crew bury the Eric twins as Rhaenys tries to tell her that Queen Alicent can still be reasoned with. Rhaenyra sends Rhaena, her children, and some dragonheads away for their protection and makes Mysaria one of her advisors, thanks to her warning the crown of the Eric attack. Criston decides the best thing he can do as Hand of the King is ride off into war to conquer Harrenhal. Unfortunately, he's outmaneuvered by Daemon for the time being, who gets there first. Larys becomes Aegon's master of whispers after he counsels Aegon to avoid going to war with his dragon. Criston and Alicent's brother, Gwaine, is spotted by Baela and her dragon, which escalates Team Black's council to call for all-out dragon war. To avert this, Rhaenyra infiltrates King's Landing as a septa for the church to see Alicent. It's here that Rhaenyra and Alicent realize that this entire debacle was a mistake, and Alicent's non-understanding of Song of Ice and Fire began this whole little war. That's been your Midnight Manifest.
I gotta tell you, of all the times I've been pissed off, and nothing pissed me off more than that scene. I can't wait to talk about that scene. What a great scene between Alicent and Rhaenyra. And
you know what pissed me off?
Pissed me off. What? What pissed you off?
Honestly, they had the full frontal pale dong in this episode. It was honestly.
Why'd that piss you off?
I didn't think we'd start here.
Actually,
no.
Because you want to know how it pissed me off? Because I was like, if
would.
the Midnight Boys ever go to a brothel, then you're Aegon. You couldn't help yourself.
What do you mean? Like if I'm gonna run in there while you guys are in there with somebody?
Just yell at just being
No
like,
decorum.
guys.
No decorum. Just like,
No
hey,
decorum
what are we
whatsoever.
doing here? Hey, what's going on here? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
I have to agree with my other Midnight Boys. I see the vision.
You would have pulled an Aegon in the brothel.
You guys
100%.
don't know how I would act in a brothel.
I'm sure you would act
That's
just
not
like
how I
that.
am in a brothel. At
I
all.
don't believe you.
Charles, you did this to
That's
yourself.
not how I am in a brothel.
So
How are you in a
we just
brothel?
line at 8 a.m.
No, hold on. How would
We
you
just
act in
lying.
a brothel? Tell us.
I'm the most gentlemanly, quiet, meek, amazing
That's,
guy.
I'm playing
in the
Stop
brothel.
Cap right
Play
now.
that
Let's
shit,
get it.
bro.
Yeah.
Everyone loves to see me come. And it's Vance
Jomi's
here,
gonna
Vance
have
here.
like just a harem of white women, and you just say nothing.
Nah, that's not what. Jomi, I'm not gonna get in the middle of Jomi's fuck action in the brothel. Okay, I'm not
Thank you, I
gonna
appreciate
walk.
that.
I'm not gonna walk in there. All right, in the middle of Jomi's situation while he's in the brothel, because when Jomi turns around and stands up, you're gonna get all of West Africa in your face, and that's not what you know.
That's
Be
not
like
what you want.
Dr.
I understand. Yeah, I
Manhattan.
understand.
On the goddamn, because we called him the 5-inch warrior, but we know it's probably not the reality. You know
The
what I mean?
15-inch warrior.
15-inch warrior.
Please move on so I don't have to make that a hashtag. Please, God.
What do you think about this episode?
I think that this was positive momentum just in terms of getting people out of these fucking dark ass castles. I mean, Daemon went to one again, but it finally feels like we're getting to the part that I think this show has always been teasing, which is the war aspect of this, of these two houses are obviously fighting this blood feud, but they're not really the ones who are about to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
It's all of Westeros who has to fight over this kind of, as we see at the end of this episode, just a nonsensical war. So I think in that respect, I was really, really entertained by this episode, but I'm still getting a little bit tripped up by the mechanics of it, I think, because it's like we've now had 3 episodes where it's just like, oh, you killed my son? Well, I'm sending Daemon into fucking, I'm sending him to King's Landing and he's gonna go kill your kid. Then it was like, well, we're sending the twins to go to your castle and they're gonna try to kill your queen. And then Rhaenyra's like, you know what I should do? I should just go to King's Landing. And I'm like, what is the security like here? Why are they traveling back and forth within the course of fucking days? And why is Rhaenyra one of the biggest idiots in Westeros?
Okay, so let's go. A couple of things here. First of all, I think it's very astute points that you bring up. Tell you what I thought about the episode. Thought it was great. I tend to like this show when it's smaller.
Okay.
Okay. When it's a smaller show, when it's more about the dynamics in between, because that's essentially what's going to drive the show. As part of that, every single thing that you pointed out is what I've been hearing from other people, and like it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? But part of it is if the family drama and the tension between the characters doesn't work for you, the story of Fire and Blood might not just work, and there's a lot of people who that's kind of the thing, right? We watched 7 seasons of people battle for the throne, different factions, huge armies, and all of that. This is essentially about misunderstandings and family trauma and how that affects everyone else. And if that part is not working, then the show might not work.
So here's the thing. I actually I agree with you.
Yeah.
The family stuff, the family drama to me is the most fascinating part of the story. Where I think I'm getting a little bit tripped up is that, like, because of the way that the show is set up, you have some of the most interesting character dynamics basically at two separate sides of this war, obviously. So it's just like Daemon and Aemon are going to have to come to blows at one point. But until then, it's just like, okay, I know they hate each other, or it'll be like Alicent and Rhaenyra, and they have to come up with all of these ways to still make that tension feel real. And in this episode, it felt a little bit like a jump the shark moment where I'm like, the queen of this entire, because earlier in the episode, everybody makes a very, very astute point. They're like, Aegon, why the fuck would you hop on your dragon to go to war? That makes no fucking sense. You need to stay parked here. And for Rhaenyra, who I think is way smarter than Aegon, and it's actually a ruler in this episode, you see, okay, like she actually has a lot of what you need. For her to be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get dressed up like a Scooby-Doo villain and try to sneak into King's Landing to have a talk with Alicent.
Am I the only one that loved that?
I liked it.
No, I liked the conversation they had, but it was a little difficult to me. I'm like, you're the queen going into enemy territory in disguise. Why are you doing that?
I feel like they needed to have that moment, though, because I think what these first 3 episodes are doing was trying to just say how stupid the entire thing's going to be, right? Like,
stupid, the escalation of conflict, like the reasoning behind this war in the first place.
The first 3 episodes, all they do is tell us, like, nobody's gonna remember what this whole thing is about. People are just gonna die, and it's gonna be dumb. And 2, hey, this whole thing started over a simple miscommunication. Like, if y'all would have talked, after Viserys would have died, wouldn't be having this beef. And so, but now it's too late. Now, hundreds of thousands of people are gonna die because y'all couldn't have this conversation how many years ago?
And I think the logistics behind Rhaenyra coming into King's Landing and like going up to the Sept and literally just talking to Alicent, I think the reasoning behind her doing that is just like, well, I want to put myself at risk first before I put all of these hundreds of thousands of innocent bystanders at risk first. Like, if there's any way that I could possibly prevent this in a last-ditch effort to do so, then I'm going to do it.
Motherfucker, like, you essentially have you're splitting the kingdom in half, and the minute that Aegon was on that throne and she was just like, you usurped my throne, they were on, it was going to be war. So that's the other thing I don't really understand about the show, where I'm just like, Rhaenyra, really? Like, that is the thing where it's like, maybe she just is very naive, because everybody else, even Daemon's an asshole, Otto's an asshole, but both of them are very, very clear. They're just like, there was always going to be a conflict and there was always going to be a war, because that's all Westeros knows. And now it's just, are we both using our nukes, or are we going to try to avoid using the nukes?
Right, and I think that's fair. Like, I think that she's really afraid to use them, because rightfully so. It's just like, once we hit that button, there's no going back from that. So I'm going to exhaust every option.
The show is essentially about the end of a dynasty and how the cracks and the craters in that dynasty led to the end of the Targaryen rule over Westeros. And, you know, those things always happen from within.
Yeah.
And there's always decadence and misunderstandings and mismanagement that lead to something blowing up from within itself. I think that this episode worked for me. And the overall family dynamic and drama works for me, because so we're essentially litigating who the good rulers are. It's obvious when you watch this one that Otto is missed.
Yes.
It's obvious that Otto is missed, right? We're talking about who the good rulers are. In the last show, you had a lot of incompetent rulers, right? But you also had a lot of good ones.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of people who were naturals. You had a lot of people who were able to inspire. You had a lot of people who you could look at the show and be like, I would follow that person. In this show, you have none. Like, none.
Tough.
Like, you have like zero. You have zero.
Who would you follow?
Like, in this show, you have none. Like, right now, she Rhaenyra looks like she's kind of impotent as a ruler. She looks like she rules with a moral compass, but she's losing the support of her small council because she's in a fight, but doesn't seem like she wants to fight. There's a line from The Wire, and Slim Charles says it in The Wire. He goes, "When we're at war, if it's a lie, we fight on that lie."
So you do follow us on socials, but you don't post nothing.
What do you mean?
I made that last night.
Oh,
I did a
didn't.
whole.
I did a whole.
Thirsty ass. Show me if he sees the shit, he's gonna share it, bro.
Let me tell you something now. Let me tell you something. I actually didn't see that. I don't know if you know. I did way down in the whole podcast on The Wire with Jamel Hill. Go check that out. So I know everything from The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fucking. You think you're the only nigga that thought that?
No.
Get off your own dick. All right.
Wait, does this make Rhaenys Slim Charles?
What?
Is Rhaenys the Slim Charles of this show?
Rhaenys?
Well, she kind of is.
She literally, when she's talking, she's like, when she's going, she's like, hey, just like you didn't really mean to kill.
Yeah.
They sound like it was that moment where I was just like, oh, Rhaenys is the smartest. She's the auto equivalent.
We go back to any time. Like, we go back to after Vito Corleone is killed. And you have Sonny. And Sonny looks at Tom Hagen and goes, "You're not a wartime conciliary. Like, we're in a war." And the rules are different. The rules are different when you're at war. When you're at war, you want to fight a just war, but sometimes you're just fighting. And she can't seem to do that, while on the other side, the war isn't just, but all they want is the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So the question becomes to me, whose philosophy wins here? And it's a compelling question because no one has good leadership. Aegon is one of the worst kings and rulers I've ever seen.
I mean, when he lets Larys, it's so funny where it's like in the first season, we see how ineffective Viserys is.
Mhm.
But it's so funny how like Viserys was like, I do not need a whisperer in here. I don't need y'all in my head.
Yeah.
And Aegon, it takes 5 seconds like, I think you should be on my council.
When
I'm
that
like,
was clearly just a lie to play him to not go to war in the first place. He's like, oh yeah, you're my best.
But here's the thing.
You're so smart.
Aegon don't be vetting any of these
No.
No.
Because Sir Criston Cole walks out and the new King's Guard is just like chilling there, just lax. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
In the small council meeting, in that scene, you see that Alicent has a little bit of her father in her.
Yeah.
Where she's attempting to make him take a pragmatic, more measured response to the things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he can only think like a soldier. He can't properly advise the king because he doesn't have a 360 degree view of Westeros. So with all of this happening at the same time, what I really wonder, and then you have Daemon, who's off on his own side quest at Harrenhal, doing his own thing. There's no cohesion. There's nothing. There's a bunch of, the show is a dysfunctional family reunion that a bunch of people are going to die for, and that's what you see in the first scene.
I really liked Daemon's side quest in this. I thought that was actually like really, really great.
I hate Daemon. That's not true. I do. I see the
What's
vision.
wrong? Damon's the only motherfucker out
But
here.
He came in way too hot at Harrenhal, though.
Comes in way too hot in Harrenhal, and then he's like, "It's your grace." It's like, all right, bro, that's not. You know what I mean? Like, we just had the conversation last week with Rhaenyra, right? Do you see me as your queen? You know. Then he goes to Harrenhal, and the guy's like, your prince, because that's what he's supposed to be called. And he's like, your grace. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, be for real, bro.
I do like how my
You
how my
guys
guy's
are so
strong is.
fake, bro. Put some
I mess with Daemon.
Motherfucker, I got a dragon. Put some respect on my name.
But that's-
Call me
Bro,
my grace,
I've got a
That's
bombed
not
out
gonna
house
work.
from the last guy with a dragon, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Bow down, fealty, yada
why y'all
yada,
can't
whatever.
be
Take
rulers.
it.
But that's not going
This
to
is why y'all
work.
can't
Okay,
be-
so if Rhaenyra finds out he's been going around telling people to call him your grace, is that going to slide? No.
She don't got any other choice.
I feel like she does, and she can be like, hey, man, you can't really be acting
All
like
right.
that.
First
You
of all,
can't-
let's be real with Rhaenyra. I gotta clear out on this. She treating all the black people in this castle like hell.
When
Tough.
she,
It's a
when
racist show.
she,
No,
when she hugged all of her white kids in front of her black
it's a racist show.
stepchildren.
She getting mad at her general.
I've never seen a show that treats the black people worse.
No other show.
It's like they like, hey, I need you to look after my kids. Get the fuck out of here. She made her into a mammy. Like,
Not wrong. Not
Like,
wrong.
she did. The girl was looking at her like, you know,
I need you to be the mother I never could be.
I would really rather not watch after your kids. She's like, look, Aunt Jemima. Like, put this fucking scarf on. Get on your little biggie dragon, take these eggs and go fucking be a wet
She
nurse.
told her sister, hey, I'm gonna need you to get your ass up out this couch and go with the dragon.
And what happened when they were leaving, Steve? You were telling me earlier.
She hugged all of her white kids that were born by her and none of her black stepkids.
Tough.
And fucking Damon, honestly, Damon left those kids.
Damon
like,
don't
he
even
didn't
like
care.
it. Yeah, Damon don't even like
He
him.
was just like, peace. Like, bye-bye.
Didn't even say goodbye.
Here's the thing. I will just say, like, yo, Rhaenyra, first of all, she's treating all black people like hell. Second of all, Damon's the only motherfucker here that at least got some wartime heart. Like, I'm not saying he's smart, but like, Damon's about that action. And meanwhile, everybody in your council is like, hey, yo, I think it's time to make a move. And she wants to play dress up. It's looking bad.
You're not making any wrong points, but at the same time, Damon has got to respect the chain of command. If any of this is going to work, he's got to respect the chain of command.
Whoa, here's the thing.
He doesn't do that.
All right, so if we're going to be real, part of this is on Rhaenyra. Because if Rhaenyra is a strong, effective ruler, her council's not doubting her. Motherfuckers aren't da-da-da-da. Like, you gotta like...
Yeah, but they're also on some...
You're missing the part of that. Saji.
Yeah.
There's a big part of this show that is also asking the question, because we've had to ask this question in Westeros before, all right? The Starks, for all of the fact that we love the Starks, there would always be a woman in one of the Starks' ears going, hey, this is what you should do. And they never did it.
Nope.
And every time they never did it, and they always got fucked up.
Yep.
All right. So
you are right, but here's the reason why.
Saji.
No, there is a lot of Saji action. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of it, Rhaenyra, I'm gonna be real. Rhaenyra be talking to the other women on this show crazy. She be talking like Mysaria. I'm like, yo, homegirl just saved your life. And she was just looking at her just like, you should kind of be thankful that I'm even thinking about putting you on my council. I'm like, yo,
well, I mean, yeah. Because I would ask the same question. I'd be like, you just said you wanted to leave. Now you want to come back and be in court. Is it Uchi Wally on one mic? I would have been like, yeah. Because I would have asked that same question because like it's a big difference between wanting to leave and go back somewhere, and then wanting to come be a part.
I saved your life.
So like, what?
And it's like we know that you live off of like playing other people.
Yeah.
And you think I'm
like,
just gonna
let you in here?
Not exactly the most trustworthy person.
Yeah, like what you want? Like what do you want?
She openly admits that she like leads in double dealings, and you're like, all right, well, you did save my life, so I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah, but she made a good case. By the way, you said something earlier about the security and about people sneaking in and out. I just want to let you know they don't have Ring cameras.
Yeah.
All right, there's no Simply Safe
no
here.
facial ID,
There's a lot of ways to get in and out of this place without being detected.
By the way, I loved her bodyguard. He was so cool. Just casing up the joint, just like
let's go back.
Around.
Yeah.
After the first, like, here's the thing. Both of them have had so much just security malfunctions.
Yeah.
After that happens once, I would assume it would get harder and harder to sneak into these places. And it's like, nah, I just got to dress up and we just going in and out.
They got her at church.
Well, it's not the Red Keep.
Church.
Yeah, so...
So y'all saw that scene and you was just like, damn, that's exactly how it would go down.
I was thrilled. I was like some Mission Impossible shit. This is
great. The scene was dope. The mechanics of the scene are just, it's leaving me with a lot of questions. I'm just like, is everybody on this show besides fucking Otto and Rhaenys dumbasses?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they kind of are. But remember now, the only reason why they're dumbasses is because no one is operating out of intelligence or cunning or planning.
It's emotion.
They're operating from emotion. Remember, the best part of this conversation is like, hey, well, killed your son. Hey, well, killed the son. A, took the eye. You could argue that none of those things that happened were 100% intentional. Right. It's just none of those things that happened were like, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. And no one can stem the tide of unintended slights. And those slights keep getting more dire. keep getting more serious. It went from I took your eye, which is a trauma you'll never forget, to I killed your son, to I cut the head off a baby. And now we're trying to stop it, the snowball from rolling downhill, and no one seems like they want to stand in front of it. And that's the question of the show. The question of the show is, will anyone stand in front of this and go, stop? And that's really what they're missing when the king died, was somebody who could unite everyone and make decisions that like made the kingdom work.
I mean,
you know?
I think to your point, the best thing that this show does is it makes this high drama, high fantasy so relatable, because the biggest thing that you notice in any family, like if you go to like an aunt or an uncle who's not talking to another aunt or uncle, and you ask them what happened, what's the start of the beef? And they're like, oh, well, it started like years ago. You go to the other party and it's something completely different. And you just go down story after story after story. And you're like, you guys aren't fighting over shit. Mm-hmm. Like all this stuff is so jumbled that I do think that House of the Dragon is doing a very, very good job of making this large scale war seem so, even in the first scene when the two boys are fighting, I'm like, oh, they're fighting over Team Black, Team Green, but they're really fighting over a centuries-long beef that both of their families have had, and they just need
that they don't even remember why.
No one remembers why, and I do think that was a genius thing to start the show with, is being like, oh, this isn't just a Targaryen problem, this is a Westeros problem.
Well, I think it's to highlight the entire point of the show, which is people are going to beef. Why they're beefing, who knows? But people are going to die and going to look back and go, nah, that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Right? What did the dude in Harrenhal say? Sin begets sin.
You know,
right? Nobody
funny?
knows what started it, but it keeps happening.
It reminds me of something. So during the pandemic, I like started watching YouTubes about the gangs in LA.
As one does.
You ever watch
Deep
these? The War in Cali.
No.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. You guys never watch that?
No.
You guys never watch War in Cali or Welcome to Hood War Stories. Today we're going to tell the story about Rolling 60 Crip. You never watched that?
I take this is the host that you're imitating.
That's how he talks.
Okay.
And he's a great storyteller.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. He's a great he's a great storyteller, right? And so they'll be telling these stories about these different sets. And normally it's different gangs that are like, they're different sets and they're in the same gang. This is how the A-Trays in the 60s started beefing or whatever. And it always, you get a generation of beef. And I don't want to talk out of school. I respect everybody's politics, but you get a generation of beef based upon an incident that happened between two people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like these two people were at a party, the way Hood War Stories, the guy says it, is always funny because you can tell that he's making a little bit of commentary about how silly it is. He goes, "It was two people got in a fight at a party, allegedly over a female." You know what I mean? So somebody gets beat up, then there's retribution, and then essentially you have 25, 30 years of two sets going back and forth. To them, it's not over that. To them, it's over the people that they've lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not because somebody was killed in 1989 or 1991 or 95 at a house party. It's because your brother was killed or because your cousin was killed or because somebody that you grew up with was killed. It's not about that, but that's what it started about. So the question about whether or not you're actually fighting over something or actually fighting over nothing becomes a compelling one. And like at the beginning of the show, when those two people were going back and forth, he said his sword is for killing the other guys.
Yeah.
So really, it's actually more impressive that there's a peace. So when that happens and you see the episode starts fantastically and you see the actual cost of this battle that's essentially over a ruling family's claim to the throne, you start to ask if any of it is worth it. Which side do you agree?
I mean, even in the small council meeting, it's so funny that like Aegon is like, hell yeah, he's like so jacked up. Like that war is starting finally. And they're just like, I don't really know if we can count this as a win. We lost so many people.
A lot of people.
We lost, and it's like, it's so, like to your point, without Otto there, without a lot of these people there, it is also, there's like a generational story of you have people that have been by the sides of kings, know the politics, know the economy, and then you have this new class of rulers coming in where it's like, I think Rhaenyra and Aegon are more similar than we would like to believe in terms of like, they've never really had to
They don't know what
do
they're
anything.
doing.
They don't like they've
And
never.
they don't have strong hands. One of them has Daemon, who is a psychopath.
Yeah.
And the other one had Otto, who had been the hand of 3 kings, right? Who was actually trying to tell people how you manage a kingdom and win a war. He got out of there, put Christian Cole in there, who's essentially Daemon's counterpart, his 6-bit chance on the other side of that. So it's kind of, the whole thing is fucked up. You don't have good leadership and people are going to die.
It sucks that Kristen Cole got something right this episode.
You liked it.
No, I didn't. I didn't
get
at
his hair-
all.
he didn't get
I
his
hated
haircut,
that.
right?
Wait, what? All right, first of all, the haircut.
Haircut was terrible.
It was-
Caesar?
That's how you know he ain't got no homies in his corner. A real homie would have been like, "Hey man, like at first
Like,
the
you
jokes
gotta
off,
you gotta go back.
look at you, they barber mess you up," but then you're like, "Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's just terrible, man." Like
That
don't
happened
ever
to
do
me.
that again.
You were
So-
deceived.
So when I first came to LA, I didn't know a barbershop to go to.
Oh,
And I didn't have
man.
I didn't have a van. Right?
You hooked me up first.
I hooked
I was
you up,
like,
just
yeah.
I'll hook you up, and then you got you. I didn't have anybody to ask, right? Like that's the thing about going to a new place and not knowing the black people there.
Yeah,
You got to build. You know how Joe Biden got the Build Back Better plan. When you got to go to a new place, you got to build better blacks. Okay, and I didn't know. I was hanging out with my homeboy Jeff, Brett Bulatech, Dan. These were the people that I met, right? Like I got a $500 subletted apartment out in Van Nuys. No air
Nice.
conditioning.
Nice.
Like,
That's what I had too.
Like just fucking going crazy. But my fucking roommate was my friend Dan. Me and Dan became cool, and then we decided to get another apartment. But these people weren't black, and the people I work with at Capricorn weren't black. I didn't know where to go get my haircut at. So I went to the drugstore and I bought clippers.
Oh, nah,
bruh.
And I was cutting my own hair.
What year was this?
This is 2006. Right?
Is this when the hairline started to go?
No. The hairline stayed pretty strong until, I mean, I told you Trey was the one that told me. My current barber was the one that told me, yeah, we gotta push this back. I need.
And then that was a tough
It was
day.
a tough day. So I'm cutting my own hair just to cut it all over and keep it down, no line, no nothing, just to cut it all over. And I'm at the gym one time, right? I'm shooting basketball or whatever, and after a game, I'm starting to make friends. I'm starting to get my body back. I'm playing ball. I'm starting to make friends. I'm sitting down and this kid, Chris, who I used to play with all the time, he looks at me, he goes, "Fuck, who cut your hair?" Damn. And I was like, "I did it." And he goes, "Oh, it's okay."
Oh, man.
That's tough.
And then
That's tough.
let me tell you how good Chris is a cool little guy. He was one of those dudes that wasn't really athletic, but was a really good basketball player because he was so coordinated, just like a soccer player that could play basketball. I loved him. A couple of days ago, Chris goes, he said, "Yo, this is my man, Ron. Hey, Ron, what's up? Hey, could you tell Van where to go get his hair cut?" I didn't even ask him.
know, but he knew the guy.
I didn't even ask him. And then
That's a friend.
And then he told me to go down the street to this barbershop, and that's where I met Trey.
Wow.
See, here,
And then Trey, my barber, got kicked out of that barbershop. I followed him to another barbershop. He got kicked out of that one. I followed him to another barbershop. He got kicked out of
you
that
want
one.
to tell people why Trey keeps getting kicked out of barbershop?
No.
I got my haircut by Trey once. I was like, damn.
And literally Trey has been my barber since 2007. But
Right.
I was trying to cut my own hair, and I was wondering when Christian Cole was there, who's gonna tell Christian Cole? Who's gonna introduce Christian Cole to a good barber? What happened?
I mean,
I think it's more utilitarian because he's got to put the helmet on, and clearly he's got too much hair going on. So I think it's just more of like, all right.
I think
snip,
He's
snip.
fucking,
Fabian
what is this going on, bro?
Fabian
know.
Frankel said like that was the plan, right? When you go to war, you gotta be like not presentable, but you can't.
Cut your shit.
Yeah, you gotta be locked in. Still not great.
What do we think about Allison's brother?
He's
Gawain?
a prick, and I love it.
I love how the show just spawns new characters. Just like they mentioned Darren last week. This week it's just like, oh yeah, I've had a brother the whole time. He was out there in Old Town doing whatever.
But once again, too, this is like Kristen Cole isn't keeping it P. like he's being a simp. He's like, damn, shawty, I'm going out to war. You know, you want to show me any love? The minute she gives her little handkerchief, he acts like he's too good for it, and they doing it right in front of the brother. I'm like, yo,
I genuinely think that the brother doesn't give a shit about that.
Clearly.
But the funniest thing was when Allison's just like, yeah, I hope you don't fucking die like an idiot.
I mean,
I want to know whether or not the brother, what's his name?
Gawain.
I want to know whether or not Gawain is nice with the sword.
He's probably not.
I don't know. He might be because he was talking so much cash money shit to him.
Yeah.
Like when we were watching that scene, and I was like, "Yo, is he fucking with him?" Like he just comes on the scene. He's got a little Jaime Lannister bullshit to him, to where the rich prince that like he seems to be pretty brave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he doesn't take the situation seriously. He was
like,
trying to go
you got
to
my
an
dad
end.
fired, huh?
Yeah, but
I think
like
that was more of it was like, oh, this the guy who took my pop's job.
yeah,
That's kind of
This guy.
crazy.
also,
Wow,
like he
good
said,
for
what
you,
did he
bro.
say? You just like, dog, you look like you a poor boy. You from nothing. Like
Yeah.
like look at how you came up. I'm like, damn.
He was
like, yo, I was
bullying
like,
kids at the ski resort.
I could
before
I
smell
thought he was
broke
about to
on
piece.
you.
Like I
That's
was like, oh,
crazy.
let's take out these swords, see who's better. But here's the other issue. Kristen Cole was like, da-da-da-da. You guys are going to the inn. We gotta get back. There's dragons. Da-da-da. I'm like, Cole, this is what doesn't make sense to me. The dragons, most likely, if they just fly that way, can already see the army, probably.
Mhm.
So it's just like,
But not if they hide in the trees.
once again, if I'm Bela, also they're making the black people dumb as fucking bricks. I'm telling, torch this whole thing.
well,
You
she
can't
was
do that.
told not to engage.
You
Don't
can't
engage.
do that.
She could have
And
killed
she
them.
definitely pretty much engaged.
She could have killed them before. She could have just
Yeah.
had the dragon breathe fire when they were running away. Would have killed the horses too, which would have been fucked up. But she could have killed them, but she was told not to engage. She didn't
Once
engage.
again, nobody is a wartime fucking general. If
Mhm.
I'm in the fucking sky and I see Sir Kristen Cole, I'm like, I'm burning him to a crisp. We'll get like, because also everybody's like, who sent the Erics? Who sent Sir Eric? I'm just like, it's probably this motherfucker. Let's burn him to a crisp.
This is my problem with the blacks.
And
The team
black
or the African American?
The team blacks. So this is my problem with the blacks. This is my problem with team blacks. So this show is clearly coded to make you care more about team black to me.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
is a difference between Fire and Blood, which like we talked about that, which is a more even killed portrayal of it.
Mhm.
The problem is it feels like they're like the Democrats. Like you're on their side, but it feels like they too pussy to win.
They too ineffectual.
Yeah, it's like
Even when they win, they lose.
it like you know what I'm saying? Because so it could have been over. You could have burned up everyone. You didn't do it. You could have burned up Christian Cole. You didn't burn him up. Man, light the whole force fucking fire on like
Honestly,
Smokey the Bear, that whole fucking situation.
Rhaenyra had the knife next to Allison, and the minute they both realized, oh, we fucked up.
Yeah.
And she's like, no,
Well-
don't worry about it. I was wrong. I'm like,
Well,
That's a much more nuanced.
killing
That's
Allison
deeper.
wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything.
Wait.
You would kill Allison right there? Killing Allison wouldn't have done
whoa.
anything. Only thing killing Allison would have done. See, this is why I'm never going to war with this nigga.
The dumbest thing she could have done.
The dumbest
This
She
thing.
snuck into.
No,
This
that's
dude's Damon right here.
absolutely
You're actually-
the dumbest thing she
That's
could have
actually
done.
an Aegon
Yeah.
decision. You know what? You are an Aegon.
Yeah,
You're
that's
an
not
Aegon
no,
type of ruler.
That's not a
That
good call,
is-
Charles.
You are
No,
Aegon.
no.
Killing
I'm leaving-
rocks
I'm
from
leaving with
brain
something.
type decision.
killing Allison. Oh no, bro.
I'm leaving with something, bro.
Aegon Damon
No.
Holmes III. Killing Allison would have been like the stupidest
hold on,
thing.
let's break it
First of all,
down.
Allison doesn't really matter. Okay, she's the queen regent. It's not even a king. So you haven't done anything. And even if you killed Aegon right now, Aemon would take over, which is a million
Worse.
times
Whoa,
Way
so
worse.
let's break this down, okay? I done traveled all this way, got dressed up like a fucking nun. We sit down. I realized that this entire thing was because you misheard
emotional.
and you misheard some shit from a dying king. And then instead of saying like, oh yeah, like we understand, let's dead this. Allison is just like,
But
Fuck.
you know that she can't dead that. She knows that she can't.
There's nothing she can do now.
Yeah,
There's
it's too
nothing
late.
she
It's too
can do.
far gone.
She's
There's
talking,
literally
she's,
nothing she
she's
can do.
talking to her to try to get her to persuade
Yeah.
her son. Okay? I have a question. I want to know what Count Chocolate or Mr. Midnight and Zenieris and Paris think about this. Do you think that killing Alicent in that situation would have been a good idea?
Probably not. I think I agree that like there's nothing that would come out of it. I think though that like I understand Charles's points as an idea in that action needs to be taken in some way.
Ooh.
And like I think my biggest problem with the show is that Rhaenyra from a child is so different from who she is as an adult, and that really disappointed me because I wanted her to be this like ruthless, I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna like rule this kingdom type, but she became this like docile mother figure.
Well, there's a lot of game left,
which is kind of
for that.
weird.
A lot of game left for Rhaenyra to make a turn.
Do you feel like that they're not strong women leaders on the show?
I think Rhaenys's for sure. I wanted Rhaenyra to be stronger though. I loved that as a 12-year-old, she was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And like, even like, okay, I hated that hookup scene with Daemon, but it was a great scene because she was like, I'm in charge. And if you don't like that, you can get the fuck out of here. And he did.
Choco Taco?
I'm here for the drama, man.
So no killing Alicent?
I say kill Alicent just for the drama.
Okay, so
that's how I know you ain't got no brains.
No, because also I want to ask you, guys, they're gonna leave. At that point, she already realizes Alicent has basically picked genocide over just being like, I was wrong. So at this point, like, I'm just like, I got to get rid of you and I'm running out of here.
Okay, again, her hand is forced with this because she's like, there's no way that I can go to that council and be like, yeah, fucked up. This is going to be a great look for me.
So all of
War's
Westeros
over.
has to fucking burn to a crisp because you made a mistake and can't own up to it?
Guys.
Nah, that's dickhead momentum.
So she stabs Alicent and then what? She just
Then
walks
what?
out of there?
No,
They
she's
literally
dead.
had the
she's
that's the
dead.
first thing
And
they
y'all
talk
have to
about.
remember that she's the ruler of her kingdom. So so that's not a fair
Why
trade.
is she in a nun costume sneaking into
She's trying to
fucking
talk
King's
to us.
Landing?
I will say
Appeal?
this. I was actually, I love that scene.
I loved
First of all, the stakes of the scene were so high. You have this, it's not in the books.
It's not in the books.
Right.
So, like, basically, and Joanna mentioned this yesterday, but, like, in this part in the books, Rhaenyra's more or less, like, off the board and, like, not doing much, it seems, because her small council is basically kind of, like, running how the operational things are working here. So it makes sense for this part in the books that the historians didn't know about a secret meeting between her and Alicent in an attempted peace talks. That's the secret meeting at the Sept. I liked that. I also liked the idea that this massive misunderstanding just goes unanswered for this long. To know that nobody knew that she just misheard the king, and when she realizes that it's like, oh, that was a story about the conqueror, not my son.
And then Alicent knows, but once again, dickhead momentum. It's something that we demonstrate on this podcast a lot.
Aptly.
Astute Jomi more than anyone. Jomi, there's nothing more useless than proving Jomi wrong. Jomi goes down with the ship.
This is true.
It does not matter. Jomi goes down with it. Makes sense. Just leave it. You just got to poke for it. Jomi goes down with the ship. She realizes she's wrong. And like my dad used to say, sometimes, son, you just got to keep going forward. It's called dickhead momentum.
Wait, so my question though, because I actually think you guys are right. I'm like fucking with you. But the reason I guess I have so many issues, not with the scene, is more so, did Rhaenyra really think that she could persuade Alicent? Because my whole thing, like, once Aegon is on that throne, there's nothing you can do to get him off besides killing them.
I mean, Mysaria had very good points right before the execution of this plan. She's like, killing her would be easier. This is incredibly fraught. It's possible, and it's a massive long shot.
Well, yeah,
but she was talking about the mission to go see her, not necessarily the conversation.
I think it was like a Hail Mary of Hail Marys, right?
Yeah.
Like,
what is the most positive outcome of this?
Oh, hey, my fault. Let me go talk to my kid, and I think maybe we could work something out. Right?
But here's the thing. Rhaenyra wants the throne. And it's like, the Hightowers are not going to give up the throne, because the whole thing that was in the first season that is really animating Alicent is, who protects us if my son isn't on the throne. It's not just that she misheard the king. It's like, oh, the minute that Rhaenyra's on the throne, my kids are always going to be competition. There's always going to be fighting.
Other heirs, yeah.
So it's like, even if the two of them do meet and do come to an understanding, logically, at this point, the dick had momentum. Alicent knows, well, I can't kick my son off the throne.
There would have to be some kind of peace agreement to where she had her reign, and then maybe, because everyone's a Targaryen, there was a promise to
keep them alive,
or give them Dragonstone, or they would marry. So there would be shared power.
Rhaenyra and Aegon, but that's the other problem too, where it's just like Rhaenyra wouldn't want to do that.
Well, not Rhaenyra marry Aegon. Aegon would have to. Someone would have to get married to bind the two sides of the family for the next set of people to reign, or something like that.
And like, nobody's agreeing to that.
I mean, it's too far now. Let me it's everything's too far. How long of a friendship do you guys have? I mean, like, who's your oldest friend?
My buddy Jay. I've known him since I was like 6.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, my best friend. Shout out Dan, my twin. Known him for 31 years.
There you go. That was so sweet.
That's cute.
I know folks I've known since like 1998.
Yeah.
Since you were born.
Basically.
So my oldest friend, Ryan Davenport, met him first grade, okay? First day of first grade. It's the oldest friend I have. My other friends, you guys have met some of these guys. Ian. Oh, you guys met Ryan too? You met everybody? Or you didn't meet him, but you met everybody at the
Was he at your party?
At the party. Yeah, you guys, you weren't there. But you met Ryan, Ian, all of those guys are my oldest friends, right?
Yeah.
The thing about having friends that's that long is understanding not how you grow together, but how you grow apart. Because what happens is, everybody knows this about friendships, and sometimes this is why some people are good at having long friendships and some people aren't. The more you have a friendship with someone, the more you have to accept the parts of them that you don't know from age 7, age 8, age 9. They do things and you try to weave them back into who they are. But the foundation of what you have, of the building blocks of who they are, like you might know why they made a decision that you don't agree with. You might know why they've done something wrong because you know all of their trauma. You always go back to that. Like, that's why when you're talking to someone, you always go, hey, I knew you when.
Yeah.
Hey, I knew you when. When there was nothing on the line, when we were just trying to figure out how to have a good time, and you always appeal to that person. You never appeal to the person that your friend has become. You appeal to the person that they were. That's what she was trying to do.
She said, we were at the tourney when my brother was born.
She was trying to appeal to the person she first met, because she's like, this isn't who you are. This isn't who I am. This is what they've done to us. Let's remember back when we looked at all of this as grotesque and perverted and wrong. Do you remember? And she said, I don't care. She did. She said, and look, when you have a friend for a long time, like, it's worked before. I've had to have tough conversations with people that were doing things that were really detrimental to their lives, to where I had to be like, yo, brother, this ain't you. Like, I'm telling you, I know you. You don't want to be this. You don't want to do this. This ain't you. Sometimes you give the person space, but like, I've had conversations with people where I was like, you're going to end up dead. You're going to end up in jail. This ain't you. I know you. It's me. It's Van. And it works. And sometimes it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And in this situation, she attempted to do that. This was probably the bravest thing that anyone on the show has done in either season, and it just didn't work. Yeah. Now we can fight. This conversation had to happen, and now we can fight. Maybe Alicent couldn't have done anything, but the two little girls that we met before, they're gone, because now she has to change to meet the standard that's been set by Hightower, because it's never, ever going to be like it was. We're going to fight now. And that's why this scene, it had to take place. It had to work, because this is essentially ripping the seatbelt off and going, the plane is going down. Let's see who can survive the crash.
I mean, the other thing, speaking of just really just heartbreaking moments, but also I kind of laughed, is when Alicent walks in and Helena's just like, I forgive you. And you realize
With her
in
little
that
caged up crickets.
you just realize in that moment, like, Helena's not stupid. Like, everybody's like, where was Sir Kristen Cole? Where was the King's Guard?
Well, she also ran into the bedroom when that was happening.
No,
so-
but it's like, it is this thing of just like, oh, this is how this family, this is how this royalty, this throne, it destroys you. And I think even this conflict, if you think about it, where it's like Rhaenyra and Alicent, the thing that actually destroys their friendship is their families. Both of them at a very young age have to decide. They're just like, what is the actual core of this family? And what will I do to protect it? And Alicent makes the choice that I'm more of a high tower than I am a Targaryen. Even though I'm married into this family, I'm going to pick my family. I'm going to pick my kids. And Rhaenyra's like, she's like, I'm going to pick my side too, because that's all you have. But what's funny about that is it doesn't seem like either of these sides really love their family that much.
No, hell nah. They killing everybody up.
Alicent goes, I'm not even worried about your kid. I'm more so worried about you. I'm like, you can worry about both.
There's one black character. What's Corlys? I fuck with Corlys. Because Corlys is, you try to bring Corlys to it. Corlys is like, I got shit to do.
Gotta fix that ship.
I'm building the ship.
And we got barnacles to scrape.
Like y'all got some crazy shit going on. Man, I done lost my brother. I done lost my son. Like, look.
Do you think that was post-nut clarity?
Probably.
Because last episode, he was in bed just like selling a dream. He's like, yeah, you the boss. Yeah, you got it.
I mean, he's essentially the Jomi of the show.
In more ways than one.
He done got him a white girl.
Yes.
He married to a family. What is he trying to do? Trying to fix the ship to go out on the water. You don't want to be involved. It's already cost him too much. He told her, he said, you know what? I'm not an invalid anymore. I'm feeling better. I don't give a fuck about what y'all going through right now.
That's white people.
I got other shit to do.
Y'all got it.
Telling me he fixing the Chevy in the fucking driver, like, leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone.
Do not hit my line.
Man.
Do not hit my line.
Yo, man, shout out.
Do not disturb.
Hold on real quick. Shout out to my Uncle Joe. One day we come into my aunt crib, right? We come into my aunt crib, and I walk in there, and my Uncle Joe is standing there, and he's got a hat on, and he's got driving gloves on. Because he has a car, and then every Sunday he would take the car out and drive it around Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And it was a crazy car, man. It was like one of them, like a John Wick car that John Wick had.
So he's just driving around to be seen.
Driving around to be seen. He got his driving
Okay.
and the whole nine.
This highlighted his week.
But when we come in, they're watching this video. And the video was called, it used to be out in the day. People not going to remember this video. The video was called Where There's a Will, There's an A. And it was an educational video. Look it up. It was an educational video for bad students to try to help them, like, get their lesson better, right? I'm going to get their lesson. I sound like my dad. To study better. Where there's a will, there's an A. Look it up. You see it?
Yeah, it's like an hour 16.
It was an hour 16. It was a video series that you would put on for kids that were doing bad, and you would try, this is how you study, this is what you do, whatever. And so he wanted to go drive his car, but my aunt wanted him to stay with the kids and watch Where There's a Will, There's an A, because they were getting bad grades.
Fuck them kids.
We walk in, I'm mad too, because I only came over there to play Nintendo.
This doesn't have anything to do with me.
I don't give
My grades
a
is
fuck
good.
about these niggas' grades. I remember I asked, I was like, well, if they're going to watch this, can I go upstairs and play Nintendo? She was like, no, you sit down and watch this too. I'm like, I'm not stupid though. Like, why would I need to look at this? I'm not stupid. I don't need to watch Where There's a Will, There's an A. I really came over here to play Mario Brothers and Contra. So you see Joe standing over there. He got the driving gloves together. They sitting down, we watch it. Everyone is miserable. and my mom.
This is an hour and 15 minutes worth of shit.
It's a long thing with these two white people trying to teach you how to get good grades. And my mom is like, look at Joe. Joe is in hell right now. Because all he wanted to do was get to, and he stood up and he was like, cut the video off. So they said, cut the video off. They cut the video off. He goes, this is what I'm going to tell you. Where there's a will, there's an A, and A stands for ass whooping. If y'all don't get better grades, I'm going to whoop y'all asses. You got me standing here. It's Sunday. I want to drive my vehicle. It's Sunday. I want to drive my vehicle. Yo! All right. It's going to be some ass whoopings if y'all don't get your grades up. I'm gone, goddammit. And then you walked out of there and all you heard was, skirt!
Peeled out to the donut. I'm doing burnouts in Baton Rouge.
Fast and Furious.
The kids are just sat there.
And then everybody started laughing. We played Nintendo the whole night.
Did the grades improve?
Nigga, I don't know. Like, I don't know. They were great kids.
So that's Corliss.
But
Yeah,
Corliss,
that's
don't we?
clearly
That's
Corliss.
Corliss
He'll do
right there.
burnouts in his boat.
While we're on Corliss, I know we've already touched upon this. I'm going to say something that might be controversial.
Okay.
I do believe in diversity, but if this how they gonna do my brothers and sisters in these shows, just put all white people back in that shit, bro. Because instead of making the black people cool, now we got to do that thing where it's like, sometimes it'll be like, I'll see a Kingsguard member and it'll just be like one black dude that doesn't say anything. I'm like, is that really what our vision was?
I thought Baylor was cool this week.
Yeah, Baylor was great.
Moon Dancer.
Yeah.
The whole
Buzz in the Towers.
Right? The Peregrine Falcon to dive. Like she spotted Christian Cole from
Charles
like how many
does not
kilometers in
agree.
the air. Thought it was tight. No? Okay.
All right, I love my black queens. I love my sisters, but we ain't gonna lie on this show.
I thought it was
Then
tight.
what did she do cool? She flew around in the air and then went back to her mom and be like, hey, I saw Sir Kristen Cole.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah, it's
I
an
do
important
think
thing.
that we need our own Game of Thrones show, though.
Nah.
We do.
I don't know, man.
We need our own Game of Thrones.
Brother
You know what?
man.
They don't give us our own. Like, we need our own Star Wars show.
I agree
know.
with this.
We need. I'm talking about all black. We need our own
I
Star
agree.
Wars show. We need our own Game of Thrones show. We need our own one. We need our own one.
You thought the conversation about the Acolyte was bad.
Oh, we don't need. Well, fuck that. Like, look, I like that. Like, I'll. That would be so hilarious.
They're just gonna
to me.
give you a show full of yours.
Actually, I disagree with you, Jomi, because here's the thing. The incels, when it's something all black, like Atlanta, right?
Mhm.
White people loved Atlanta because, like, when they see black people being cool, having fun, our TV shows are hitting, they get jealous. They're like, damn, shit, this is pretty
Let me
good.
tell you, I'll do my own Star Wars show about 4 Jedi
Okay.
going around the galaxy, having to clean the galaxy up. My 4 Jedi would be DeRay Davis,
Oh,
Lil Duval,
Wow.
Cedric the Entertainer, and Nick Cannon.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Does he
and
have
Nick
the hat
Cannon.
on as a Jedi?
As a Jedi. Because
Okay.
those are 4 brothers that are ridiculously entertaining and funny.
Sure.
You know what I'm
This is a
saying?
comedy.
Like, yeah, Nick Cannon could be your action Jedi. Like,
Nick
Jedi.
Cannon?
Action.
Nick Cannon is leaving babies on every planet. Like you go to Coruscant, he got 3 kids. You go to Naboo, he got 4.
Yeah.
Right, you go to
He's on some
Tatooine, he
Peter
got
Quill shit.
6. It's
I
nuts.
add a black female Jedi because we got to have one.
Gotta have one.
I add a black female Jedi.
Only one?
Yeah, well, we'll have one. I mean, let's not get crazy.
Glorilla?
Let's not get crazy, okay? Think about, think about, you gotta have a sister. That's why I said.
Just
Only
one.
one.
Let me
Only
tell you
one.
something.
One.
Y'all took it. Y'all the ones that took it negative.
Listen,
I was thinking
no,
about
Give
no.
us 2.
like, and that's great. Okay, and that's what we're doing. Well, there'll be more black female characters on the show, but and Jedi, we're doing this, and we go to Taraji P. Henson. She did a fantastic
Great.
situation there. Because look, if they do it, you'll get 5 black British actors. But no, this is who I want, and like funny. And then we'll do the same thing with Game of Thrones. We do the same thing with Game of Thrones. Give us our own stuff because when we're in the other stuff, we get marginalized. Okay.
We didn't even talk about Alan and the brother last week. Like we just completely forgot.
We marginalized them.
Yeah.
What was I supposed
Yeah,
to?
that's true.
The
He
nigga
owes
was
us.
like,
Who is
you
he?
cooking
Who is
some
he? Who is-
gumbo at home? Yeah, man. Does it got pork in it? Hell yeah, bro.
That's
Peace
a
up.
terrible.
Like, come on,
That's what
bro.
he basically said. You got some stew?
But in between the Corliss conversation, like you can go sail with Corliss. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to do all that. Man, I want to eat the stew
They're
with
talking to him
carrots.
like that might be his dad.
Yeah.
I have a question about the Targaryen hair.
Okay.
Right.
So, the strong kids are not blonde. Why?
Is it? I have a question. This is
Because
science corner. Is it a dominant or a recessive trait?
Well, I'm saying because Alicent's kids are blonde.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she is not a Targaryen, but her kids became blonde.
Yeah.
Does the blondness only transfer through the father? Because the strong kids are not blonde, yet their
Correct.
mother is a Targaryen.
I would guess.
How does
so.
that
I'm
work?
trying to make sure that see that the other because she was
Damon's kids black and blonde.
Yeah, but his
Okay.
wife also
Are
was
Aegon's
blonde.
kids with Daemon?
No.
blonde?
Damon's kids. No, Daemon married a black. Oh, he did. She was blonde. Yeah,
She was
yeah,
blonde.
Yeah, she was blonde.
But Rhaenyra's kids with Daemon blonde, but her kids with what's his face not
blonde.
Yeah,
Was
sorry,
strong.
But also Daemon blonde.
Yes.
Daemon with the white hair.
So the
only ones that are
Yeah,
is the strong
could
kids.
be. I'm not.
But
gonna-
also,
I'm
what
gonna
about
do
Jon?
this,
What about Jon Snow?
Not blonde.
Not blonde.
Blonde.
But like
his
descendant
mother-
upon descendant.
Yeah.
The mother.
Yeah.
It was the mother.
Well, I think, for the Strongs, it's for like the story, right? Because it's obviously not.
that's not what.
I know, but I'm saying I understand.
That's a
what
glitch
you're
out.
trying to
That's a
have.
glitch out.
What do you mean that's not a glitch out?
That
It's a
counts
glitch
as a
out,
glitch
bro.
out. Obviously,
Yeah.
we know it's for the story.
Yeah,
But the question is, how does it work? Like
it works. All right. Yeah. That
No,
that was a glitch
explain
out.
yourself.
No, like it's obvious. The whole point is that their hair is brown, so we can be like, hey man, that's not your kids. Allison's
Also,
even
that they're white.
well, the Strongs,
Strong, yeah, because she was at the time she was married to.
Laenor.
Yeah, Laenor.
Whole thing's like once you'll get one that looks like you or
Yeah.
something like that. Like that's on purpose. I think everybody else has white hair, so you don't really think about it.
I know, but to button this up, I do agree with you, Van, that it is very confusing because this was the first episode. Because what's the name of the
the dragon seed.
dragon seed?
Oath.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was in the
Best
that
hang in
was the-
Westeros.
yeah, he was talking
Yeah,
about.
I
yeah.
started questioning. I'm just like, what's going on with the Targaryen hair? Because it's like if it's the father with blonde hair, it seems like at least what this show is telling us, it's something that the father has to pass down. Because if it's just the mother, they're going to have not really blonde hair, to be honest.
But he was talking crazy in the bar. He's like, I could ride a dragon. People would want my head
the
for
bastard
this.
son of Balin the Brave.
Yeah,
It's funny. I
Daemon's
liked
his
him.
brother.
I liked him. I like
He's
people
great.
like that. He was in there talking this shit. He almost got forked up.
No, I don't like that. I'm like, talk your shit. Don't like Aegon came in.
Hey, he bought drinks for everybody. I don't know. You be my friend.
Also, I kind of feel like that's also the dude who just hung 13 dudes for no reason.
Very true.
You kind of let that slide.
I mean, I will say, bro, shout out to Aemon because Aemon was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Aegon was trying to be like, hey, low bro, relax. And dog, he's such a G. He just gets up with his hot D just hanging out, and he's just like, fuck all y'all. It just walks out.
Walk it off.
See, I took
Didn't
the
even
opposite
put
way.
his clothes back on. Just
He
walked out of the
No, you
house.
gotta
He
show
was hurt.
bulldog.
He
You
was
just
hurt.
gotta let it fly.
I
You
know
was
he
talking
was
about
hurt.
Aemon?
Yeah.
Aemon.
Aemon, yeah.
He was so hurt. He was like, yeah, nah, y'all got it.
No, he was
walked
mad.
out.
He was mad enough to be like, "Fuck all of this. I'm going to war now."
Yeah, but he was lying. But he was lying though. He was like, it don't really matter.
Yeah, but he can get mad enough.
He does
to-
have a Vagar down there, which I was just like,
Good out. Shout out to him. But he was definitely feeling some type of way.
oh, no. I was like, is this Aemon being like, you know what? First chance I get. Aegon's at it.
His brother embarrassed him
Yeah,
in front of everyone. His brother embarrassed him. His brother doesn't understand what a tender moment that is for him,
Mhm.
and he's drunk and being a little bit too big. By the way, the brothel scene had several scenes. Look, that really is taken aback. Okay,
It's a lot going on.
There's
a lot going on there.
Like there was a full on, a aggressive BJ happening.
Yeah, it was very aggressive. I was like, what is that?
And look, and here's the thing, and let me tell you why that's vindication for me.
Okay.
okay.
Because I work with, here on the Midnight Boys, a regular person
Mhm.
and then 2 Amish.
Yeah.
Right.
2 Quakers.
Okay.
Did you
Okay.
guys have to
Lathan.
close your eyes when she was giving that sloppy toppy?
Yeah,
Were you
and
like,
so
No.
to me, I'm glad y'all had to watch that
Sure.
because it popped up,
Illuminating
and
for
I'm
us.
sure Jomi hid under the covers.
Mhm.
How could they? You know what I mean? Like,
How can
what's
they do
going
that?
on?
No, he'll be like, I can't believe that they did that to her.
I can't believe that she was in that situation in HBO.
Who put her there?
Like, what's going on? And to me, I'm looking at that. I'm like, yeah, make Jomi look at it. Make Jomi look at the fact.
Look at it.
Yeah, I'm like, make Jomi look at the fact that people do that. And it's people been doing it for a long time. And make Jomi.
Is this a Clockwork Orange? We just have Braz or something. We like Jomi.
That's what we should do.
That's what we should do.
Yep. By the time Jomi is 30, I'm gonna have Jomi at the Exotica convention in Miami.
Jesus.
Midnight Boy should go to.
Wait. Now let me tell you why Kerm laughed. Because Kerm knows about it. Get on mic. Kerm, what's so funny about the Exotica convention? What is it? First of all, what is that, Kerm?
I mean, just off name alone.
No,
I
don't do
decided
that.
it's
Don't do
like
that.
A
Liar.
blind conference, like that's
Liar.
I'm playing
How
stuff.
about that?
You know what? You laugh so hard because you've been there. You one of the guys that go there.
You know those
with a
videos
mask
on social media of the freaky motherfuckers who are like standing in line for the porn stars
Don't
and
do
they like
that.
get.
Don't do
That's
that.
you.
Don't do that.
That's you.
Don't do that. Whoa, don't do that.
That's you. Hey, Jomi holding up a DVD. I got to meet a bill of danger. She signed my DVD. You ever see the guys and like the women are there and they're like, like yeah, bill of danger. Kiss of sins. So
Christ
goat.
alive.
Also, wait before we depart.
Alexis Tate.
What did we feel about the scene of Damon having the
Willow
vision
Ryder.
near the tree?
Oh, that witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Witchy shit where she's just like, you gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Alice Rivers.
I would immediately go home and
Chanel
not
Hart.
do war. If that happened to me.
What? So that lady looked at him crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he was obviously in an incredibly scary scene with Amelia Alcock
Yeah.
as young
Oh.
Rhaenyra
Tough.
stitching the kid back. And he looked, for the first time, I saw fear in the character. I've never seen Damon show fear before, but it seemed like he was afraid.
Well, so Talk of the Thrones touched on this, but essentially Damon's whole thing is he doesn't. So Viserys was like a dreamer, right? Viserys was somebody who thought like, you know, he would have visions and all that stuff. And Damon thought that was whack. Damon's like, we didn't become. I think in the trailer, there's a line where it's like, dreams didn't make us rulers, dragons did, right? And so he's having a dream, he's having a vision, and that scares him because that he doesn't believe in all that, right? It's like when somebody sees magic for the first time, like actual magic, someone's like, whoa, you know, like, I can't believe this is real, this is happening to me, oh crap. It's bad news for him, I think.
I
and
mean-
ultimately it's like, hey, you're gonna die. So
I
that
mean,
also didn't help.
I was expecting already. I'm like, I haven't read ahead, but I was just like, Damon's not long for this world.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's seasons, I don't know if it's episodes, but I'm just like, he moving crazy out here. Sorry, Damon's getting packed up.
I'll tell you guys something. Great episode. The show's cooking with grease.
Yes.
Okay. It's fun. I love the world. I love House of the Dragon.
It's really good TV.
It's really good TV. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with Hot D. All right.
It's gonna get even better next week, man.
You think
Yeah.
so?
I mean, the title's Dance of the Dragon, right? And it's
Mm.
directed by Alan Taylor, who's directed a lot of Game of Thrones episodes before, most notably Baylor, season 1, episode 9. If you know, you know. So, you know, it's
It'd be
gonna
pretty
get
cool.
busy, man. Let's get it. I mean, if you saw the preview for next week, Vagar flying, they got all these dragons, brother. Let's about to get into it, man.
Into it.
Everybody was like, man, where the dragons at, man? Where the beef at? It's time. Let's go.
Yeah, we got budgetary concerns.
It's HBO, man. Spend the budget.
Spend it. Spend the money.
Spend the
HBO.
money, man.
Spend the money.
Come on now.
You guys
Cut
got
the check.
one of the only shows. Spend the money. Oh, make sure you guys watch, by the way, me and Charles doing the Bear.
Bear, Prestige
Yeah,
TV,
Prestige
up
TV.
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're up right now.
Man, people have been really harsh on the Bear. I don't know.
Oh
I
no,
don't
it's
know.
getting Ted Lasso. It's like they
that's
don't.
Really?
hot.
I haven't
Really?
finished
Ted
it.
Lasso?
No.
Ted
I'm not
Lasso?
saying the show's Ted Lasso, but you know how
Oh,
after
yeah, yeah,
Ted
yeah.
Lasso
people,
month, I was like,
people are dunking on
fuck
it. Yeah.
this show. It just got too popular,
Really?
and now people are like,
That's your generation, by the way.
Who's y'all generate? Oh,
Like your generation,
that's
like the show comes out and it's like you can't wait for the show to like fucking.
And then
flame
it
out.
misses a step for one season, and we're like, "Fuck this show."
Everything-
That's not
past
true because we did that with The Wire season 2. Like we turned on The Wire season 2 and it was all of these white people and we were like, "What the fuck is this? Is this So we watching CMT? Like, what the fuck
Ziggy
is
Sabaka had y'all in
going
a chokehold,
on? Like
man.
with
Yeah,
this,
wow.
like what the hell is happening? And then we watched the whole show. Then a couple of years later, we was like, you know what? That shit was actually kind of good.
It was like,
Yeah.
I'm not letting y'all do that. Let's
It's,
not.
Why Season 2 was good.
It was good.
It was good.
It's a good season.
It's a good
It
season.
was just jarring to watch. We'll take up with this another time. Midnight.
It's almost like there's another podcast for
It's
it
true.
somewhere.
That's a wrap. Every Tuesday and Thursday, House of R will deep dive into House of the Dragon and the Acolyte. You guys don't want to miss the Midnight Boys with the Acolyte on Wednesday. I swear to God, you don't want to miss it because the reality of the situation is that it's going to be a very important episode. We demand that you watch us on Wednesday. We also demand that you come to the live show. Look, the live show is going to be, we going up. The 17th, all your favorite Midnight Boys are going to be there. All your favorite Ringerverse people are going to be there. We're going to go crazy in this live show. I'm promising you something right now at this live show
Yes.
that you're going to want to be there in person for. The Midnight Boys are going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
We might disrupt the whole show. We might take over the El Rey Theater.
You might get Jomi married.
Jomi might get married.
I won't. I won't.
I'm telling you this for the live
Say
show.
that
We're
right
going to
now.
do a segment for the Midnight Boys on the live show. Eligible bachelorettes that want to meet Jomi, show up to the live show.
Ooh, dating show in the middle?
We're going to do a
Yeah.
Jomi dating show
Yeah, man.
at the live
Yo,
show.
can we do that shit with the balloons? That's on Twitter.
Oh,
With the
yes.
balloons?
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to do a 20v1 at the live show. Popping balloons with Jomi. And I'm telling you straight up, if you
Skin pop-
are a lucky lady that wants to come out and meet the explainer, come to the live show.
15-inch warrior.
The 15-inch warrior, come to the live show. And by the way, you will then go on a date with Jomi. I will pay for the whole date.
No, you don't have to
Wow,
because
wow,
we
wow.
know Jomi's gonna take you on a picnic. He's gonna cook for you.
Cooknick, like
blanket.
car service. I might
Kiss
have,
you on the forehead.
I might have one of my celebrity friends come and show. I'm serious. You're gonna get the Jomi experience, but you can only do it if you come to the live show. Okay, if you come to the live show.
This is tough.
Wow,
I'm not gonna lie.
we are over-promising here.
I'm serious. I need the help. I want to say something real quick too before
Please
we go.
Please get these tickets.
I need the help of the Reddit here. Reddit, tell you something right now. The Reddit, you've been feeling underrepresented. What y'all don't know, I love Facebook. I hang out with Facebook, love Twitter. I probably read the Reddit the most.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So I need the Reddit to get involved. I need Facebook to get involved. It's Jomi's time. Live show. We're doing crazy shit. There's gonna be games. There's gonna be food. There's gonna be booze.
No
this
dating
live show
games.
is going up. There will be a dating
There
game.
won't be.
There will.
It'll happen.
There
okay?
will.
I
And then
hope not.
after that, we'll put Jomi's going out on a date with a lucky lady, maybe
Christ
two.
alive.
Honestly, if we should do it for charity. What do they do?
Oh
like,
my
you know what I'm
God.
saying?
Oh.
Oh, $5,000 to take out Jomi on a date. Do it for good cause,
I'm
man.
keeping
Yeah.
that money.
So the charity is Van Lathan. That's it. That's the charity.
Van Lathan
Yeah,
LLC.
she gets the
Yeah.
20,000. I'm like, hey,
I'm
just
keeping
run.
it. We busting that up.
Yeah.
Like, Brosman had to go to the dermatologist
Yeah.
twice last month.
We need money.
What do
These
I need
people love
10%.
You pimping out Jomi?
Oh, I'm keeping that money.
That's crazy. Do
Jomi,
I get a cut?
No, you get no.
Let's get a date.
It's
You
gonna
get a
help
wife.
you out. Yeah, what are you talking about? I definitely need
Guys,
a
I'm
dowry
committed
from
to
you.
my job right now. And my
Yeah,
career,
your
you know
job
what
is
I'm
going to be this. We doing a Jomi dating show. We can't do more than 5 ladies, so don't overwhelm us. Okay, 5 ladies, Jomi dating show. It's actually going to happen.
Arjuna, please save me. Please.
Arjuna,
Arjuna's
it is
down.
happening.
Arjuna's
Please.
down. Arjuna
Please.
is
There's
worse
gotta,
with the ringer.
we gotta
Anything
go.
for- anything
There's
for
something in the
content.
Spotify handbook against this, right? There's gotta
Nah,
be.
man. It's happening.
Jomi, just fucking let it go, okay? We'll do anything to get people to watch this bitch. I'll put.
Anything for the content.
That's a wrap. Every Tuesday and Thursday, House of R, Deep Dive, House of Dragon, and Act Like I said that already. Every Monday and Thursday, the Midnight Boys will give you their reactions to Hot D. Actually, every Monday we give you our reactions to Hot D. Every Thursday for the boys and the Acolyte. Actually, important episode of the boys too.
Yeah.
Think about it in terms of writing this season. Not writing it, but the season being like kind of what
These
we
are
thought it was gonna
pivotal.
be.
You guys have to come back to the show on Wednesday because I think we will talk. We're going to talk Acolyte and the boys, but we should talk largely like pivotal moments. Like, did they both stick the landing?
Yeah, they're making the turn right now.
Right.
It's important episodes.
And I nominate My Adventures of Superman for a conversation pretty soon as well. I love that show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, should I get caught up? It looks good.
It's
You
really
should.
good.
You
this
should.
season.
It's really, really good.
All right, yo, I'm gonna start watching it, and maybe we just give them a little 15 at the end. Just,
Yeah,
all right,
it's
cool.
really good this season.
Oh,
It
hell
really
yeah.
is. Every Sunday, Talk to Thrones will be up right after Lay's episode of Hot D ends. Our producer is Steve the Architect Ahlman. Jonathan Choco Taco, what did you come up with? What'd you say?
It's Mr. Chocolate?
Mr. Chocolate Kermah?
I forgot.
Mr. Midnight Chocolate? I forgot. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Coco, no, it's Coco something.
I don't even remember. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Coco King?
Whoa,
The Midnight Man, whatever that shit was, that shit
whoa,
was fire.
I got it. DJ Nesquik.
Oh, DJ Nesquik!
This is getting out of hand.
DJ Nesquik!
That HR report this week. This
DJ
week
Nesquik!
is getting out of hand.
Aleya, Jomi, Adeniran on social, hashtag make Jomi look at it. That's the name of the game. Make Jomi
Look at it is
Whoa!
diabolical.
Additional production from Arjuna Ramgopal.
Oh
Charles,
my
take us out.
God.
Justice for the blacks. The Midnight Boys is never a fluke. Come to Ringerverse Live. And if you're a white girl, for Jomi, you gotta bring them Daisy Dukes.
Arjuna gets us breakfast every time we have to come in here and do House of the Dragon early. We should talk about that. Arjuna gives us breakfast.
Yes.
8 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
8 a.m.
He
breakfast.
makes it himself.
He gets up there and he's preparing the bagels. He's doing all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Arjuna, you have the opportunity to do something next week for the breakfast. It's nigga breakfast time. Okay?
Nigga breakfast?
Nigga breakfast. Because Arjuna, let me tell you what Arjuna has been in here bringing us the white man's breakfast.
The white man.
The
Oh,
white man.
Appreciate you, Arjuna.
Great. Appreciate the breakfast. We love the breakfast. First of all, this is see, everybody in your generation takes everything as a criticism. It's not a criticism. It's an
I
observation.
didn't say
Right.
it was.
And it's so we get in here, we get bagels, we got fantastic breakfast burritos.
Yeah.
Oh, those, I will say, I went home and ate that shit and warmed it up. I was like, God damn.
Busted.
Good.
Yeah. It was great.
Breakfast burritos, great donuts, the whole thing. But I'm telling you, Arjuna, right now, this is what you gotta do. Next time it's for breakfast, we need some grits dripping with cheese,
All right.
some bacon.
yes,
no.
You know what I mean?
How you
Come in
supposed to
here with
pod
some
after that?
sausage. I mean, that's what I want
We
to do.
gonna fall
I want-
asleep within
I want
5 minutes,
a
man.
big troughs of shit, and we come in here and we be like, God damn, man. Like a house of we out of this bitch.
Right.
You know, after this, we go, it's a hospital right up the street. We go straight to the emergency room, the whole nine. Because when out in Louisiana, we would get sausage, bacon, and then the other type of sausage, cheese grits, and pancakes. That's what my mother would make for breakfast.
That sounds great.
It's great.
That sounds so good.
So one time, nigga, not for Kerm, no.
Right. Why?
Why?
These are the people that are eating this breakfast.
Okay.
Nigga breakfast time. Aleya, Arjuna, and the Midnight Boys. Kerm, you can't have any.
Tough.
Wait, why can't the chocolate champion get any breakfast?
The Chocolate Champion? That's the fucking name. It sticks.
Chocolate champion.
Chocolate
It's,
champion.
It
No,
plays.
none for you, Kerm.
Why though? Like,
You
can I
heard-
get an answer?
We heard what you said. Okay.